Well, this is part 3 of IA13. So I've had a few technical problems, and so I've ended up cutting this video into 3 pieces. The first 2 had to do with multiplication of rational expressions, and now hopefully I'll be able to conclude this with division of rational expressions. So we do need to remember that when you divide fractions, that you keep the first fraction, you change the operation to multiplication, and then you flip or invert or use the reciprocal of the second fraction. Then you use the rules for multiplication. So it is just kind of a little memory device to call the process keep, change, flip. We will still be looking at simplifying our rational expressions by doing factoring and dividing out common factors, and we will continue to talk about domain exclusions. So let me make this a bit larger. All right, I'm going to make my column over here for domain exclusions. And as I've said many times, the domain exclusions come from making sure that the denominator of a rational expression does not become 0. Now, when you're working with division, it's just a tiny bit trickier because you must look for domain exclusions in its original format. In the original format, these two denominators are constant numbers. So we start out in its division format with no exclusions, because there is no value of x that's going to cause a constant to turn into 0. So now I'll go ahead and work on my division. The x plus 7 can't be factored. 3 is a constant. It's divided by. Now the numerator of the second fraction, there's a GCF of 5. 5 times x plus 7 over 2. So I've looked at this and I have no exclusions. But I now need to change it to its multiplication format where I keep, x plus 7 over 3, change it to multiplication, 2 over x plus 7. You must now go back over here, and in the multiplication format, is there a denominator now that could possibly take on the value of 0? And the answer is yes. If I have x plus 7 equals 0, that would mean x is negative 7, and that is my domain exclusion. So there were none for the division format, but for the multiplication format there was a single domain exclusion. So now I'll go back into my problem and see what I can divide out. Here's a factor of x plus 7, x plus 7. That leaves me with 2 over 3. So the quotient of this is 2 over 3, and I did get a single domain exclusion. X cannot be negative 7. So always check any denominator any time for a domain exclusion. There were none when it was in division format, but when it changed to multiplication format, I got one domain exclusion. All right, let's look at number 7. All right, over here, I will talk about my domain exclusions. All right, I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this problem in its division format, but in factored form. The numerator of the first fraction is the difference of squares. So it'll be y plus 9 times y minus 9 over single y. divided by y plus 9 over y minus 9. And I have gone ahead and put those in parentheses without saying it. I did recognize that neither of these could be factored. So I want to talk about domain exclusions when I'm in the division format. I have y equals 0. That would be a domain exclusion. I also have y minus 9 equals 0, which means y equals 9 is a domain exclusion. So right now I have 0 and I have 9 as domain exclusions. Moving back to the problem, I will keep y plus 9 times y minus 9 over y, change to multiplication, invert or flip the second fraction. Before I go any further, I'm in multiplication format now, and I have a new denominator. In the multiplication format, I still have this one, that hasn't changed, but now I have y plus 9 equals 0. Y is negative 9 is a third domain exclusion. So you have to check both denominators when you're in division format, and then you have to change the new denominator you've gotten in the multiplication format. I do sometimes hear people talk about when you're doing division, if you're looking for domain exclusions, you check the denominator of the first one, the denominator of the second one, and go ahead and check the numerator of the second one, because when you flip it, it's going to be a denominator. You can do it that way if that makes sense to you. All right, let's see what we have that's like factor. We have a y plus 9 and a y plus 9, and I think that might be all we have. So it looks like my numerator will be y minus 9 squared over y. You could write it as y minus 9 times y minus 9 over y. Either one of those would be fine for the simplified form. So that could go right here, y minus 9 quantity squared over y. And domain exclusions, whoa, my goodness, I have 0, 9, negative 9. It does not matter about the order. Let's look at number 8. I will be looking at the domain exclusions. Let's rewrite this division with factors. The numerator, difference of squares. X plus 3 times x minus 3 over x minus 3 divided by x plus 3 cannot be factored over, here I see a common factor of 3, so it's 3 times x minus 3. Right now, I can get a domain exclusion from x minus 3 equals 0. X equals 3 is a domain exclusion. Over here, I get exactly the same one because 3 can't become 0. So I just have x minus 3. There's no reason to repeat that. So it's time for keep, change, flip. Keep the first fraction exactly as it is. Change to multiplication. Now 3 times x minus 3 is the numerator. X plus 3 is the denominator. I have a new denominator to consider for domain exclusions. So if x plus 3 is 0, x equals negative 3 is another domain exclusion. It's time to simplify my quotient. So I have an x plus 3 and an x plus 3 and an x minus 3 and an x minus 3. And that leaves me with 3 parentheses x minus 3, and I believe that will be my answer. That's my simplified form. These are my domain exclusions. All right, let's look at our next one. Number 9. Division problem. Whoops, let me move this out of the way. Put my domain exclusions over here. All right, I'm going to write this all in factored form. Up here I have a common factor of x. X times x plus 1 over, denominator is the difference of squares, x plus 7 times x minus 7. Division problem. Numerator, difference of squares, x plus 1 times x minus 1. Denominator, trial and error. The last sign is positive. That means it's plus plus. I have x and x. The factors of 56 that add up to be 15 are 7 and 8. All right, it looks like I have quite a few factors to consider that could take on a value of 0. If x plus 7 is 0, I get a domain exclusion of negative 7. If x minus 7 is 0, I get a domain exclusion of 7. Moving over here, x plus 7, I've already done it, so I don't need to do that again. So if x plus 8 is 0, x is negative 8, and that's an exclusion. So far I have 3. So let's do keep, change, flip. I will keep x times x plus 1 over x plus 7 times x minus 7, change to multiplication, flip x plus 7, x plus 8 over x plus 1 times x minus 1. I did a keep, change, flip. Well, I have 2 new factors now to consider that are denominators. So if x plus 1 is 0, x is negative 1. There's a new domain exclusion. If x minus 1 is 0, x is 1. Another new one. I have 5 domain exclusions. All right, so enough of that. I will now see about simplifying. I have an x plus 7 and an x plus 7, an x plus 1 and an x plus 1, and I think that's probably all whoops. Let me make this larger. I'm so sorry. For some reason, let me pause. All right, I apologize for that. That got weird for a minute. All right, what does that leave me with? I have x times x plus 8 over x minus 7 times x minus 1. That's my answer as far as the quotient. I would put it right here, and then I would list all 5 of these as domain exclusions. All right, let's see, are we all the way to the end? All right, number 10. I'm going to divide, but I am going to look at my domain exclusions. I'm going to get at this division problem in factored form. This part is the difference of squares, so it's going to be x plus 5 times x minus 5 over, this denominator has a common factor of 9 times x minus 1 divided by, this numerator trial and error. It's going to be x plus 5 times x plus 5. Perhaps you saw it as a perfect square trinomial. Most people would have factored it this way. The denominator is also trial and error, but it's going to have 1 plus and 1 minus. I need factors of 5. Well, it has to be 5 and 1. I'll put the 5 here and the 1 here. All right, I have it in factored form. Let's look at domain exclusions right now. The 9 can't become 0, so I will just say x minus 1 equals 0 gives me a domain exclusion of 1. Over here, if x plus 5 is 0, x equals negative 5. And then x minus 1, I've already done it. So right now, I have 2 domain exclusions. Let's do keep, change, flip. X plus 5 times x minus 5 over 9 times x minus 1 times, let's flip it, x plus 5 times x minus 1 over x plus 5 times x plus 5. That did not actually contribute any new domain exclusions because I already had an x plus 5. So what can I divide out? Here's an x plus 5 and an x plus 5, another x plus 5 and an x plus 5, x minus 1 and an x minus 1, and there was a variety of ways you could have done that. I am left with x minus 5 over 9. The x minus 5 does not have to be in parentheses, but it could be, with 2 domain exclusions of 1 and negative 5.